Hey friends, Sean from SGT Report here with a very important update. And stay tuned, lots more to come this week, including an important update about autism and the now confirmed link between vaccines and autism. But first tonight, I want to bring this epic bill to your attention, H.R. 25, sponsored by Representative Rob Woodall on January 3rd, 2019. And thanks to a loyal SGT Report reader for bringing this one to my attention. H.R. 25 to promote freedom, fairness, and economic opportunity by repealing the income tax and other taxes, abolishing the IRS, and enacting a national sales tax to be administered primarily by the states. The bill has 27 co-sponsors, and shocker, not one of them is a Democrat. And friends, as my pal Jim at Northwest Liberty News reported earlier this week with former IRS agent and whistleblower Joe Bannister, 0% of your tax dollars goes to fund the federal government. It's all a Federal Reserve central banking scam, with the IRS being the collection arm of the Rothschild cartel banking system. So call your Congress critter about H.R. 25 this week and order them to do the right thing. Okay, now for the main event. Recall Desmond, who I mentioned in my recent microdoc, This Is Why the Great Awakening Terrifies Them. I stumbled on this video from He CS Us All, which stands for He Can Save Us All, who made the video, Is Desmond is Amazing Being Drugged? I'll link it below so you can watch it, but she makes a very salient point at 12:33 into her video, a point I have made many times before as well.
In the end, it would be as in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So, it was put on my soul that if the innocence is stolen from the children, there is nothing left to save. So that is the goal and the point of the elite and the occultists when they try to make our children seem like adults, dressing our young girls up like adults, having them twerk and dance around and do all these different things. I know you guys must have seen different videos where children are doing just things they shouldn't be doing. If the innocence is taken from the children, there is nothing left to save.
As in the days of Noah. Friends, it won't shock you to learn that our friend Brian over at High Impact Flicks and High Impact Vlogs did a video not long ago titled ABC Just Promoted Something So Disgusting and Disturbing You Won't Believe It. It was about the exploitation and sexualization of Desmond. Well, guess what? Not only was Brian's truthful Christian viewpoint on this exploited child demonetized, it was given a YouTube community guidelines strike for, get this, violating YouTube's policy on hate speech. Welcome to Orwellian New World Order EU-style Big Brother hell, friends. A place and time where even defending an 11-year-old pre-pubescent boy is labeled an act of hate. The spiritual war in which we are engaged is every bit as real as the global Great Awakening and the rebellion against these New World Order globalist ideologies. And remember, friends, as Tom DeLay warned, this is just the beginning. Cross-dressing preteen boys being celebrated by the mainstream media.
Desmond, you're one of the youngest and first drag queen/kids, and I've heard
is just the beginning. The powers that ought not be also want to mainstream 12 perversions, including bestiality and pedophilia.
Congress, I just want to get this straight. So you are aware of a Justice Department memo that says there will be an effort to legitimize or legalize bestiality, pedophilia, and, as you put it, perversions?
That's correct.
And I think this is why the testimony of my friend Dr. B has resonated with tens of thousands of people. Once you wake up and do the research for yourself, it becomes very clear that the New World Order agenda is very much anti-family and overtly satanic in nature.
That's when the DNC emails and the Podesta emails came out. I read those emails. I read the code words they used. I read what spirit cooking was. I researched it. I researched what these terms were. I researched who's this Moloch guy? Why are they sacrificing chickens to Moloch? What is this? And I realized that there was a child trafficking element that was involved in our government and that was exposed in these emails. I realized what spirit cooking was, that it was a Luciferian ritual. I realized that they're openly bragging about sacrificing to Moloch, and I lost it.
And all of this leads me back to something I've wanted to revisit for a while now. And when I first saw it about a year ago, I could hardly believe it. But now, knowing how those who victimize children like to flaunt it, and knowing that Andrew Breitbart called John Podesta a world-class, underage, sex slave op cover-upper defending unspeakable dregs way back in 2011, it all makes sense. Recall my interview with Ella Draper, the mother of Gabriel and Elisa, and recall the heart-wrenching testimony of those little children who claimed that their father, Ricky Dearman, was the ringleader of a satanic cult that victimized the children in ways that included rape, sodomy, and worse. And by the way, the independent medical research obtained by Ella Draper by experts supported the children's claims of that sodomy.
First time when we ever done it with Papa, the first time when we were little done it, we had feared so much.
When you did what?
When we killed a baby, first time. And
You
we knew
killed the
about it.
babies?
Yes.
You yourself?
With Papa. Papa holding my hand, he helped me. But he told me to cut the baby's head off. But he forced me to. I couldn't.
He held your hands?
He held my hand, yes.
Like what? Show me.
So this is my hand on the knife. He put his big hand on, and he pushed my hand and then cut off the head. Like that. And then when we got older, we got more used to it.
Well, thanks to the mainstream media in the UK, which demonized Mother Ella Draper as an insane liar while propping up the father as a falsely persecuted victim, and thanks to London social services, Ricky Dearman was granted custody of those allegedly abused children, while Ella had to flee the UK for her own safety. Meet Richard Ford. Evidently, he lives in Los Angeles with his 2 children. And in 2017, he was awarded an eBay Business Award for his vitamin supplement business, supposedly.
You've just won eBay's 2017 Business Award winners. And there was this kind of moment of silence for 2 or 3 seconds, then there's this screaming. It's magical.
If you are familiar with the story of the Hampstead cover-up and Ricky Dearman versus Ella Draper, then you will immediately recognize that the man calling himself Richard Ford very, very closely resembles Ricky Dearman.
They said I'm the leader of a satanic sex cult pedophile ring, and there's 100+ involvement in this, including CAFCAS, the police, social services, the school, and I'm the leader of this.
And the children in that Business Award winner eBay spot appear to very, very closely resemble Gabriel and Elisa. Think about that for just a moment. The world's largest online auction site just managed to find and give an award to Richard Ford, who is actually Ricky Dearman, an online auction site featuring him and his children. Consider the symbolic nature of this spot.
250 sold for 250,000.
Ask yourself, if Ricky Dearman was just a falsely persecuted victim of false allegations, why would he change his name at all? And worse, if his children were involved in a horrific lie invented by their own mother, why on earth would the loving father parade them around like props in an eBay spot when the most valuable thing he could give his children is their privacy and time to heal? I think there is something far more sinister in play here, friends. Don't think for 1 minute that the casting of Ricky Dearman, aka Richard Ford, was merely an oversight or a mistake. It seems to me it is far more likely that this spot was a message. And as Q has said repeatedly, these people are sick. Thanks so much for tuning in. Much more to come in just the next several days, so stay tuned. And for real news 24/7, visit us at sgtreport.com. God bless.
If people knew what was happening, I think Henry Ford said it, if people knew what was happening in their banking system, there would be a revolution by morning light. And that's what we need. We need a revolution. And I'm not calling for violence here. I'm calling for a revolution of peace and unity against the international banking cartel called the Federal Reserve. And we can do it.